Yay!
Okay, we're live. Hi, everyone.
Hi!
Yay! Welcome to my
Hello.
channel. Today I'm here with Victoria from her channel Novel Reality and Ashley Mansour, the author of Blood, Ink, and Fire. And today we are going to talk about and discuss this lovely book right here. So first off, do you guys, I think Victoria, you can introduce yourself, and then Ashley, you can introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what the book is about. So, Victoria.
Okay. Okay, what am I doing? Sorry. I'm filming in a different area today, so I'm at my parents' house because my modem decided to go out last night. So, but yeah, it kind of is appropriate because this is a book about a world without books, and currently this is the only book in this video, in this live show. Very appropriate, and I absolutely love this book. I've been reading it on and off the past several weeks, and it's such a treat. It's different from anything I ever expected to read, and I mean, look how gorgeous this cover is. I just have to call attention to that. It's so gorgeous, and we are lucky enough to have Ashley with us, the author, and I'm sure she would love to say even more about the book so all of you can know what it's all about.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, you guys, for having me. This is awesome. Yeah, the cover book is amazing. I love it. It was designed by a very talented young artist named Olivia Robinson. So, yeah, this is all her. And, yeah, the book features this amazing future without books, without readers, a very oppressed and dystopian society, and an amazing young character called Noelle and her journey. So yeah, it's quite long. It's a good 460 odd pages, but lots of good stuff in there. So yeah, I guess we'll chat about it now with Jess and Victoria.
Okay, I'm checking to make sure it's actually going.
The technology is working.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's doing the switching thing, because our last live show we had trouble, and apparently it was just me on the screen the whole time. It wasn't going back and forth. So hopefully I think it is. Yeah. Okay.
If y'all missed it last time, here I am now. Hi.
Yeah. Okay, so where do we want to start? Like, do we want to go in order and just talk about the book, or?
Yeah, we can do that, because the way it starts off, I really love the way it starts off. I want to see this as a film so badly. It seems like something that would be really cool to watch. So just I guess we'll talk about how the book started off.
Okay, I've been binge reading it all day. I have only a few pages left, so I'm like blanking on the beginning. So it starts out. How did it start? Noelle, she meets John, aka Ledger. So at the beginning, how did it start? Why am I blanking?
At the beginning, Noelle basically is in this society, and she is living in a world where there are no books. They are controlled by artificial intelligence, which it's actually always been a worry of mine. I'm a big fan of like Terminator and stuff like that, and like AI and just all that. I'm so scared technology is going to take over one day, and it just seems so believable. She's living in this world without books. They just constantly stream all this information to her, and yeah, she don't like it. She's just like, yeah, this sucks. This sucks, and I don't like this way of living. And she has this wonderful best friend who is named John, who really helps her in the direction toward where she needs to be. And it's just great. You don't want to live in a society like this. Nobody, I don't think anybody would.
Yeah, I mean, Noelle, she's somewhat trapped, I think, when we first come across Noelle. She's kind of trapped and having to grapple with this decision, you know, should I stay, should I go? And ultimately she decides to flee her world, and she breaks out. And, you know, the way that she does that is kind of scary. I know I was even on pins and needles when I was writing that part, because I'm like, I know she's got to get out of here, but really she's so young, you know. And I was thinking, can a teenager do this? And of course, yes, the answer is yes. And so she does. And what she encounters on the outside is really both a combination of like the most frightening different sovereigns and some really amazing places too with people that are like-minded and that are like her. So yeah, it's an interesting journey.
Yeah, in the beginning, because she starts off, she doesn't really know, she knows that she's different in everything, but she is trying to figure out how, and she feels that she knows that it's kind of dangerous, and she feels alone being different, and she doesn't want to tell anybody because she doesn't know what it is. And her gift is she can read, unlike all of the other people in the United Vales of Fel who've had that taken away from them. And so they don't know any of this. And so, yeah, that's when well, let's talk about the part with John. We meet John when she goes out to visit John on the train, and John is blind. And John gives her a gift for her birthday, and the next day is when she would go through immersion. And that's the night where that's when she escapes from it all, because she doesn't feel like it's right, and she wants to find out what's on the outside. And John had promised her a gift, and she wants to see that gift. So John knew that she would come to her, and she did. And so that's when Noelle sees a book for the very first time, and that is just kind of amazing. And they're looking at her reading, and that's just so cool. And one thing I really love about your writing, it's very I just love how seriously, when I start reading, I cannot put it down, and that's rare. Like my other favorite. It's very poetic, and I love how you describe the settings and everything. I can picture it so vividly, and so that's one thing I really love.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome to hear. I think that's every author wants to hear that. That's amazing. I'm so happy. That's great. 2 thumbs up.
I have to agree with Jessica. I absolutely, one thing that just drew me in right away, growing up, I have had such a big love for everything Shakespeare, and all the fairy references have always been really cool. And so I have like a ton of Shakespeare on my bookshelf in my living room. And when I started reading all these Shakespeare names and all of this, I was just like, okay, this is awesome. I used to be teased in school for reading Shakespeare. People were like, do you even understand what you're reading? And I'm like, yes, I do. And they're like, so you like Romeo and Juliet, right? I'm like, that's not the best one of his plays. That's not his best work. That's not. Macbeth is my favorite. So I just really love all the references to Shakespearean characters. It's such a treat. I really like that. And one thing that I really enjoyed was about the gift that John gave Noelle. I was really intrigued when she figured out that it was also a map. Like it was a bookmark, but it was also a map. I can't even that was very, I've never seen that like that before. A bookmark. I'm guessing it was kind of like a Braille type of map because he was blind, so he had to make it that way so like he could follow it as well. But it's just so different, and I really, really love that.
Yeah, I think that's cool. That's really cool. I think that if it was ever made into a movie or anything, if that was like available for merchandise, I want it so bad because I always wear leather bracelets. I think that'd be so cool.
I would buy right away.
Yeah. I actually have one of my big Shakespeare books right here.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
I found it at an antique store a while ago, so it's awesome.
Beautiful.
Okay, it's going back and forth. I have my phone here and I'm watching it at the same time, just making sure.
So I guess we should say there are probably going to be a few spoilers, but we're going to try and stay away from saying any character deaths, because I think that's the biggest spoiler thing. I'm horrible about spoilers. I don't mind spoilers half the time. I haven't finished Game of Thrones books, and I had read way ahead so I'd know to be prepared for the show who's going to die.
I was
bad some character deaths. But we're not going to tell all of you who dies, because that would be the biggest spoiler thing, I think, to announce in here.
Well, I'm not going to say who dies, but and I admire and respect Noelle for her strength after losing some very important people in her life.
That's a good way. That's a good way, non-spoilery way of saying it.
One, people dies, and two, that she had to leave, and she figured out I'm no longer with her. And one thing that I find interesting, should we talk? Can we like spoil the whole John Ledger thing?
I think so. I think so. Do it.
We might have to talk about that. So basically, John, her blind best friend, who you can tell she starts to gather feelings for, and some soldiers come to attack her when she's reading the book, and John basically dies right in front of her eyes. And the scary thing is, he comes back, but it's no longer John. There is this being inside of him called Ledger. His name is Ledger. And basically, he is the entire memory of the history of books and everything. And so that is just so interesting, cool, and something I've never really seen done in a book before. And it's so conflicting just to think about that. If there's somebody you love, but it's not them at the same time, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I found that heartbreaking.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was hard to read. And then always when I see a scene where, like, if they have an animal present during their death, yeah, that poor dog. Is it bad that I'm focusing on the dog?
It's okay, we all do.
I mean, I was kind of bummed out when they finally took off and the dog just stayed behind. I feel like that would have been interesting. I want to see the dog again.
We missed Paige. But Paige is coming back. Paige is returning. Paige will return.
Love that animal. And yeah, I mean, Ledger is a very intriguing character. I did not expect. I thought he was going to be, at first I thought he was some kind of artificial intelligence character, like put into the body, just like Vision was this character created in the Avengers, this brand new character created. It's kind of a similar situation because it's this brand new created being that's not one specific thing, and it has to find itself. And that's what I saw with Ledger. He's trying to adjust to all these human emotions, and it's pretty cool to read that and see how he reacts to things in a human way.
Yeah. And so it was.
Yeah, he's definitely interesting.
It definitely made it difficult to trust Ledger at first, because of that reason. It was difficult. I had a lot of trust issues with a lot of characters in this book. When you're just meeting all these people, going to each of the, it was like I'm on edge the whole time reading every chapter because I'm like, okay, is there going to be a plot twist coming or what? I like that aspect of it though. It was really fun reading.
I think I always love trust issues when you're meeting new characters, because that's the most fun part really of meeting new people. It's like, okay, how much do I trust you? You do it in real life, and you do it when you meet characters in a book. You want to understand where they're coming from, and I think that's really fun. So yeah, I definitely played with that a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed that aspect of it, especially when you get to Fort Numb, because really dodgy characters there, right?
Crazy and trippy.
I have a totally interesting question. It's something that's been bugging me. So when we met the twins, France and Ferdinand, I was kind of thinking, do you like Franz Ferdinand the band? Because I was kind of thinking Franz Ferdinand when I read that. I don't know.
That's so funny. That's so funny. No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually. But those accidental references sometimes slip in. But maybe people are thinking that. No, it wasn't.
In Fort Numb what was his name? It started with an O or E?
Oberon. Yeah.
Oberon. Yeah. He reminds me. I've kind of pictured him as Caesar Flickerman from the Hunger Games. So. the whole time I was
I've
reading.
been trying to figure out what Titania would look like.
All right, I know Victoria hasn't gone to this part, but I just wanted to say there's this character named Mac who Noelle meets and trains with, and so in my mind, the whole chapter with them, I was just like on edge because I was loving the tension in there. And so I completely pictured Mac as an actor named Bob Morley who plays Bellamy in the 100, the TV show. And you need to get to that chapter, Victoria.
He's the 100. Yeah, you're casting characters for me. I'm going to cast them myself. Yeah, and so I think we can move on to some questions about. I have some questions for Ashley.
Okay.
One thing that I found, I really love the way you chose for the different risers Shakespeare names. How did you decide how you were going to name all of them? Like, did you? I know they said how they named themselves, but how did you name them? How did you decide who was named what?
Oh, that was a long kind of process of, you know, putting this world together. But each sovereign, basically, if you look at the name of the sovereign, it's based on one of the plays, and the characters have been sort of cherry picked out of that play. So I just chose my favorites, really. I just chose the most interesting people and places from Shakespeare, and then gave them personalities and built the world around them. Yeah, like that. Basically.
Well, you did it really well.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet.
I also just want to throw it out there that my favorite chapter so far, I'm on like chapter 33, I think. My favorite chapter was, I think it was 21. That's the chapter when Ledger and Noelle connect, and it's in Ledger's point of view, and it's Ledger explaining the whole history of books from start to the point of the Rising and everything. And I just loved how poetic that chapter was and how everything was described. It was really beautiful, and I just really loved that background on everything through Ledger. I really like that.
Oh, thank you. That was a fun one to write. I really enjoyed that because it just kind of happened. That was one of the easier parts to write, believe it or not. But yeah, I love that part too because I love the whole idea of the, you know, how books came to be and where they originated and where they are now. You know, there's still these physical things, but you know, we kind of run the risk of them disappearing before our eyes and becoming, you know, just ebooks, just digital. So
Yeah.
that whole kind of fragility of the book as an object is both frightening and beautiful, I think.
So yeah, I think I know the answer to this question, but what do you prefer, ebooks or physical books?
Oh, physical books. I mean, look, an ebook is so convenient, right? It's so easy, but there's nothing like a printed book.
Yeah.
I like physical books as well. The only time I go, a lot of times if I get an autographed copy, now I don't have this in ebook format, so I've been like super careful because it's signed, it's not to mess it up. But like if I get a copy that is signed, I usually will go and read it in ebook form so I don't ruin the signed edition. My favorite types of reading would definitely be physical copies, and I've recently got into, if they are well narrated, audiobooks. There are only a handful out there that are really well narrated. One of them I would recommend are the Beautiful Creatures ones. They are incredible and have special music in them and everything. I like really well narrated audiobooks. If they're boring, I won't listen to them.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who I can't listen to audiobooks. Like, I know some people just listen to audiobooks flat. I've tried doing that, but I can't. I like listening to audiobooks when I have the book because I like having that kind of with a good audiobook, with that depth of the characters talking and everything. So I really like doing that. Yeah, with audiobooks.
Audiobooks are good for me when I have a lot to get done and I'm trying to do an activity, and that's when I'll listen to an audiobook. Like if I'm working on a cosplay thing or something like that, I'll listen to an audiobook while I'm doing said thing. But I prefer physical copies. Like real physical books. I have a weird habit. I was telling Jesy about this. And one thing I love about this, I love the texture of this. I'm a book petter.
It's so soft.
I want to create shirts for this or something, because I have an obsession with like really nice textures for books, and I really like the texture of this book. I love it, and it's great.
Silky. It's soft, isn't it? It's just smooth.
Now everybody go buy this book because it's awesome and it's
soft.
Feels great.
It just feels good. It just feels good.
Yeah. So there's going to be more than one book, correct?
Yes, please.
Absolutely, yes. I was going to say I'm writing the second one now, and the second book picks up where the first one left off with Noelle kind of, I won't say. Yeah, it picks up with Noelle, and she's not in a good place, but she's going to get to a good place. So it's about her getting to the good place from the not so good place.
Will it start like right where it stopped, or will there be like a significant time jump?
There's a little bit of a time jump, yeah. There's a little time jump for Noelle, but we're going to catch up through another character's point of view to find out what happened in that time jump and what we missed. Awesome. So we're going to get it. We're just not going to get it through her eyes.
That's cool. I kind of like the different character point of views you bring in occasionally. And so I'm excited.
I have a question for you guys. If you wanted another point of view in the sequel, whose point of view would it be and why?
Oh my god, I already know. Okay. Well, I probably should finish the book first because I don't know if he'll come in, but Mac. I don't know if he's a significant character yet, but
I'll probably say the same thing as her eventually, but I have two because I feel like it would be very interesting. Now, one of them is Roz. I would like to see her point of view. I don't know if that's done yet in the book. She seems like a very deep character that I'd like to know more about, and just a funny perspective I'd love to see. Even just a small little bit is Paige's point of view. That would just be like a flashback of her point of view of John's death.
That would be so sad.
I mean, we always do it so sad. We always want to.
Those are awesome ideas, and I'm taking notes.
Another thing that I think, honestly, my favorite parts that I've read so far are all the times that Noelle is getting this information from Ledger, and we see these flashbacks. You describe everything so vividly. I can actually picture it, and I'm seeing it in my mind, and it's just the way you describe it. I feel what Noelle's feeling, and it blows my mind. It's wonderful. It's really well written, and I can't wait to read more.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Victoria.
What?
This is great. This is great. This is great. This is helping me write the second book already. This is helping me.
I'm just a few chapters ahead of her, so I'm like, just you wait. Funny.
So what part are you guys at right now? What part are you, where did you leave off your last read?
I'm on chapter 33, and I'm not going to say the last line because that will spoil it for Victoria, but it's just after the training with Mac, and something happens.
I'm right at chapter 30, and it's right when Oberon is about to come and take Goodfellow away. So I'm right at that point.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just hang on. Just hang on. Just hang on, girl.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
It gets worse before it gets better. And by worse, I mean, drama.
Well, once I'm completely finished with this, I'll have a full review on my channel. So that will definitely be
exciting.
So, if this were to be a movie, what would your dream cast be? I know we talked about it in an interview before.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Or Victoria?
Both.
Oh my God.
Have any?
Victoria, you go first.
Oh no. I'm trying to remember something. What color is Noelle's hair? This is gonna help with casting.
It's dark brown, isn't it?
Brown. Yeah, brown.
Yeah.
That's really hard. Now, because of Jessica, I now have 100 actors in my brain. Because
Oh, that's true. I know, what's her name? Octavia from the 100. She would be a really good Noelle.
either Octavia or I forget her name, but she's on Fear the Walking Dead now. She plays Lexa. She's an incredible actress. I really, really love her acting. She is brilliant.
When I interviewed you before, I think you said Haley Steinfeld and Lily Collins, I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
I could definitely see those two as Noelle as well.
There's a lot of great actors that could play Noelle.
Yeah.
And then as far as John, Alex is an obvious great choice. Who his publishing company published this wonderful book. And I've kind of got him stuck in my brain for Ledger now, for John and Ledger.
He's kind of stuck for me too.
Actually, you know who would be better? No, the actress that plays Lexa would be better for Roz. I feel like maybe she might be better.
Okay. Who is this?
I forget the actress's name that plays Lexa in the 100. I should know. I'm a big fan of the show, and I've met several of the actors.
Oh, very cool.
Let me see. What's her name? I'm looking it up. It is.
I need to find Octavia's name from the 100.
It's Alicia Devnam Carey.
Is this?
Yeah, that's the girl who plays. Yeah, that's who I would think would be a great Roz.
Very fitting. Very fitting. Because Roz is she's such a deep character, but she's so guarded as well. And I feel like there is so much she has to kind of to say. And yeah, she's definitely going to be in the sequel. So.
Oh, also, I'm just like looking at the whole cast of the 100. Paige Turco, who plays the mother of Clark in the 100, she would be. I could picture her as Noelle's mother, even though she's in the book for like 2 seconds before.
Right. Right.
Her name's Mary Avraguera-Polez. I cannot pronounce that name. It's very long. But she's who I would picture as, she'd be a good Noelle, I think, too. Oh my gosh. The 100 is amazing. I'm having a show hangover because I just finished it. And I know I'm going to have book hangover, too, after I finish this.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I think, one of the reasons I think both me and Jesy are picturing 100 actors for casting for this, because it's a dystopian show.
Yeah, it's a similar setting.
It's just, I mean, it's got artificial intelligence in the show as well.
Yeah.
It's taking over right now.
While reading the book, some of the settings I kind of pictured as scenes from the 100.
I hope I didn't spoil anything now, Jesy, because I don't know if you're caught up with the 100 right now.
I didn't hear you, so.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I know what happens, though. My friend told me, and I'm just like, internally crying.
So we're getting off a little, but yeah, there are so many great actors I think that could play these characters. Now, me and Jesy both said our top picks, but who is your absolute top pick, Ashley, for like Noelle, her grandfather William, and Roz? I'm just gonna and Mac.
Oh my gosh, that's so tricky. I have not gone so far as to imagine anyone outside of my own, internal idea of what these characters are. So I don't have I don't have anybody set in my mind, and I think whoever steps into that role will, you know, hopefully do an amazing job. Yeah, and embody who they are. Yeah. I haven't set on anybody because I don't want my heart broken when I don't get the people that are just like them. But, you know, it's such a dream to kind of see your work get out there and have, you know, wonderful readers like you guys pick up the book and enjoy it and appreciate, you know, everything you put into it. So ultimately, whoever, if it ever gets to that stage, you know, and it becomes a film, that would just be the most incredible dream come true. So I think whoever and however that happens, it will be amazing. So
raise my hand to be an extra.
Yes, Jeff.
I have experience as an extra.
She does.
It's over.
That's so cool.
So,
what were you an extra in?
I was an extra in Beautiful Creatures. I was in that in two different. Well, I filmed 2 different days, but it was one big scene, and that was filmed in New Orleans. New Orleans and Hammond, Louisiana were the scenes I was in, and then I was an extra in the sadly messed up, not so great film, the newest Fantastic Four. But it was totally worth it because I got to like talk and meet Michael B. Jordan, who is an incredible actor. He was just in that great what is that movie? It was about Rocky's rival and his son. It was that big movie that just came out, the wrestling or the was it wrestling? Boxing, the boxing movie. I didn't know anything about that stuff, but I got to actually be I was like an unofficial featured extra, and I actually had like Michael B. Jordan. It was really hot. We were filming a winter scene in the summer. Well, it was May, and it's Louisiana. So I had on a heavy jacket. I had like my face was getting sweaty, and he was like acting like my mirror as I was trying to dab the sweat on my face. And he's just super sweet. It's fun being an extra. It's fun.
That is so cool. That's awesome.
So do you want to kind of explain for people who don't really know the background of this book how it came to be published?
Sure.
Cool.
Me or Victoria?
The story of how you came to be published.
With Jesy. I'm agreeing with Jesy.
Alex.
Yeah, cool. Well, I was working on some. I was working with Alex on some scripts for his production company, and I had this book. You know, I've been working on it forever, writing it forever. It seemed like, and I got to know his taste, and you know, put the manuscript in front of him, and kind of crossed my fingers and toes, and waited silently while he read it, and thought, oh my gosh, I hope he likes it. And it turns out that he did, and I asked him, you know, would you be interested in publishing it and helping me get it out there? And he was like, yeah, you know, I really like it. And so Upturn Publishing was born, and many, many months later, so was this little beauty. And it was just it was the most amazing experience. And you guys know Alex is great. He's so talented, and I think, you know, he's got a great career ahead of him. So hopefully this is the first of many books that he'll help champion and give authors like me a chance to kind of get their work out there. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, he's really nice. Because if you didn't know, I interviewed both Ashley and Alex Pettifer in person like a few months ago, like in the summer, I think. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Like near September, I think it was. So that was awesome. It was on my website, so I can link it later in the description of this video, so you can go and read that if you want to find out more of what we talked about. So what should we talk about now?
Oh, a quick question. Are there any plans for hardcover for this?
Oh, yeah. You know, well, the first priority, we're working on getting the paperback available to other countries. So that's something a lot of people from the UK are like, give me the paperback, and people from, you know, Asia and all over Europe. So we're trying really hard to make that happen. It's more difficult than it looks. So we're trying to do that, and we're also, you know, looking at getting the book trailer out there, which is really exciting, and hopefully we'll have a release date for that really soon, because Alex, he worked on it personally. He directed it, so it's really,
awesome.
It's really cool. It's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Hopefully that's very soon. I love book trailers. I love really great book trailers. There aren't enough.
I didn't answer your question. The hardcover, yeah, I would like to see a hardcover, but I think that's after the paperback. But yes, hardcover needs to happen. Sorry, I didn't answer your question.
If it does, I'll definitely be buying more copies.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do we want to go ahead and announce the giveaway winners?
Okay.
So I'll announce our grand prize winner, which I forget. Grand prize is the book and the signed book. I forget what.
What did we say?
Well, okay. Look. Okay. I forget what the grand prize winner gets.
Grand prize winner will get a Blood, Ink, and Fire t-shirt and signed book. The second prize winner will get signed swag, bookmarks, and postcards. Okay.
Okay. So the grand prize winner, I picked this one, and Jesy picked the other one. The first winner is Flavia Felice. I don't know if I'm saying it properly. Forgive me if I butchered it at all. I'm only human. But congratulations, you are the grand prize winner. And now, Jesy, you want to announce the other?
The second prize winner, the winner of the signed swag and stuff, is Sophie's Bookstagram. So if we said your name, just should they message you, Ashley?
Yeah,
sure. Message me. Message me.
So yeah, go to Ashley's Instagram, Ashley M Writes, and just message her, and we'll get that sorted out so you can get your prizes. Yay!
All the swag. I've got all the swag. I'm going to send you all the swag.
I am so obsessed.
This is the shirt, you guys. Look at this awesome shirt. I mean, imagine a world without books. Like, it's so awesome.
I love it. I wear it all the time.
I'm going to wear it all the time, probably, in a lot of my videos.
So awesome. Is there any plans of having those available to purchase in the future for fans?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm so very glad you asked. Yes, there is. I'm working on that. There's a lot of stuff in the works, and it's going to happen. So really, everybody stay tuned. I know we're waiting. But hopefully this summer, lots of exciting things are going to happen. So, yeah, I'd love to make T-shirts available because they're pretty cool, you know?
Yeah,
and a lot of people who don't even know about the book want it.
Yeah. I've had people ask me about it. I'm just like, hopefully you're so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure when I go out with this shirt on, people are like, where did you get that? I said, oh, fortunately it's not available yet, but if or when it does, I'll let you know. Because it's great. I do love this shirt. And I mean, even if you haven't read the book, it's like,
it's still awesome, sure.
It's self-explanatory. Imagine a world without books. Can't.
And I just say that is probably one of the greatest book taglines ever. Like, if you're a book nerd, I would not read that book. It's crazy. I'm like, when I interviewed you before, I talked to you about this. I'm like, the idea is so unique and out there and amazing that I'm surprised that nobody has done it before, and you just did it so well. It's amazing. It's so
oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
So I think we're nearing like 40 minutes. So if there's anything you want to talk about now, or else we can wrap it up pretty soon. Victoria?
Well, one thing I think people should know, and is that it's a different type of novel. It might, like, sometimes people don't like books where there isn't just everything happening all at once. There are slow moments, I've noticed that, but it always has a really great build. So definitely, if you have this book, stick through, because a lot of amazing things happen. And actually, we should move this over to Ashley. For people that are thinking about reading this book or are unfamiliar with this type of genre, because it's dystopian, but it's very different dystopian from what people are used to. What would you tell people about going into this book?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, go into it with an open mind. It's definitely different from, Divergent and the Hunger Games series. It's a heavier read in a lot of ways because it's asking you to kind of contemplate this world that is really frightening, and it's presenting a lot of different different ways that such a world could evolve. There's a lot of different aspects to it. So be open-minded when you first pick it up, and be prepared for love, because I think love is part of life, and that's in the book. So get ready for that, and it's a big part of the story. And Noelle as a character, she is tricky. She doesn't know what she wants, and a lot of readers have commented, she's back and forth, she's up and down, but she definitely is, and that's going to be tough for some readers. But go into it with an open mind, and just, I think when you get to the end, you'll definitely want to pick up the second book.
Yeah, I can just see myself, if you put yourself in Noelle's situation, I think if you really imagine yourself in her place, that you can, it's normal. That would be very difficult. Everything she's gone through, it's crazy to have this immense pressure just put on your shoulders to lead this rebellion and everything. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it would be a hard world to live in, a very hard world to live in, and not a world I would want to live in.
Yeah.
No, not a world I want to.
And Noelle, she's an interesting character because she's very strong in a lot of ways, but maybe not when you first meet her. So she's got a lot of growing to do, but if you stick with her, I think it's definitely worth seeing where she ends up.
Yeah. I'm so excited for book 2. Is there any, you're still working on it now, right?
Yep, I'm working on it. I've been researching. I've been traveling a lot. I've been researching and, getting all that lovely groundwork done. And so, yeah, I'm hoping to finish it by the end of this year, and that should be my timeline. So pretty soon.
Yeah. That's really exciting.
It would be released mid-2017, possibly.
Yes. Yes.
Sweet.
Maybe earlier.
Okay, so not that long of a wait. I hate when I finish a book and there's comes out in 2018. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no.
Claire.
That's no good. No, early 2017.
I don't think she's gonna pull a George R. R. Martin, so I think we're good. So yeah, I think we covered about everything.
Yeah, without spoiling.
Thank you so much for agreeing to this, Ashley. This book is incredible, and I think everybody needs to pick it up and read it. It's so great.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. You guys are awesome, and you're just the readers that I, envisioned when I was writing this. So thank you.
Yay. Blood, Ink, and Fire, y'all. Blood, Ink, and Fire.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have a link to purchase Blood, Ink, and Fire down below, along with a link to my previous interviews with Ashley and Alex. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye. Woo.